And for those people that do want to eat meat, you walk into a butcher store and you're eating the meat in there. Forget about what's in that meat. Besides the waste products from the animal, the urea, the ammonias that you're getting, they're putting a burden on your liver. People just not looking at the science of this here. The nitrogenous byproducts, how fast it's going to pass through your digestive system if you're not eating enough vegetables, which leads to fermentation and all these other problems. The upper GI tract is a real problem when you're eating too much animal protein. People just don't realize what seems to be happening. That's what I focus on when I see people, and people respond to that type of treatment. Then what I think is one of the major issues here, the majority of people today are, not majority, a lot of people are losing their spiritual focus. They're not spiritually grounded. They don't have a belief system. And I'm not going to get in too deep into, I don't want people to mistake what I'm saying here, but I have found out that if you're not spiritually grounded, if you don't have a spiritual belief system, and then the latest science has shown the effect it has on your genetic expression. There's no two ways about it. There's numerous books out there. I won't mention any specific names. There's more and more books coming out all the time. Me, myself, I realized this many, many years ago, and this is where I had a dramatic change in my life, where I became really at peace with who I was, and that was one of the main factors that gave me total control of what I ate, where I have no cravings. I was able to control myself very easily under the worst of circumstances. Even if I was on the road someplace, it was nothing for me to eat. I had no problems with it, because being spiritually grounded, and when you eat the right type of a diet, your consciousness seems to open up and you have a much sharper awareness. That's the reason why a lot of monks eat this way, because what happens between their meditations and they're eating a vegan diet, something happens to them on a spiritual level where they have a super consciousness. They're able to see much clearer what's going on in this world. And a lot of people can't see that. You won't see it, I don't think so anyway, if you're eating a tremendous amount of processed food. That's one of the reasons why there's so much violence in our society today. I see people that, when they go from eating a diet of a lot of processed food, no matter what it is, I see, and they clean themselves up, a certain tranquility and calmness and peacefulness comes over them. So the key is, I believe in lifestyle change, and that includes getting spiritually grounded, having a belief system. Me, I believe in God. That's that's the way I look at it. And try to when you see an injustice, try to be outspoken and establish a political presence. Make sure you're voting, and when you have to participate in the protests that are being taken place today, when people want what they deserve as citizens of the greatest country in the world here. And make sure, take a look at your environment. Make sure that people are not just using us as instruments of their monetary gain and damaging our health. And that's what's happening a lot today. We're just pawns where people are utilizing us for income. A lot of people are on medications that if they ate well, they wouldn't be there. And there are people that stand to gain from this, don't want to see you off their drugs. And of course, become informed about GMOs and all these things that are taking place in our society, where people are just, we're being ripped off is what it boils down to. And I'm not the type of guy that's into a lot of these conspiracy theories, but a lot of this is true. And we got to wake up. We got to speak up. We got to demand our voice as citizens in what's taking place in this country. We got to get some of these people out of office that are not true representative of us and giving us what we deserve in the greatest country in the world. We're definitely not fulfilling our destiny as one of the greatest countries that ever existed. In the future, we should be getting better. We have to wake up, because there's a lot of countries like China and India that, with the increased population and their devotion to hard work and education, are rapidly overcoming us in many different ways. We're still the number one, far as a little bit that I know anyway. We're still by far the number one power in this world, but we have too many people that have too much to say, and they don't belong in positions of in the political arena.